All right, just so that we know, okay, that it's Thursday. All right, so no one had questions from yesterday's Dermalogica at all? I see somebody trying. No, huh? Did she give you any extra tips? Because I got a couple of tips, even though I've been using it for 20 years. Okay, so I kind of like that. Every time I listen to it, she gives me something else. You know what I mean? But I didn't think that she was just going to do like the products in a facial, pretty much. You know what I mean? I thought she was going to go through the whole retail and professional line. But that's okay. You still got the introduction to it, right? And what's in your kit, basically. Okay, so we need to go into chapter 14 now. This is called Advanced, or Estheticians in the Medical Field. I always call it Esthis in the Medical Field. And it has two parts of it. The first one is the medical environment, 14.1, and then advanced training, which is 14.2. Okay. If you guys will take out a piece of paper, I will give you your keywords for this chapter. Okay. Ariana, I need to see your face, honey. There we go. There's this thing now, if I don't see the face, then I can't give you credit. Okay, everybody got paper and pen? Okay, your first word is plastic surgery. Your second word is chemical peel. Okay, the next one is desquamization, and I'm going to spell it for you. It's DESQUAMATION. Desquamation. Excuse me. The next one is autologous fat. AUTOLOGOUS. Fat. And then you're going to add transplantation. Do you need to spell that one out for anyone that left bit of it?
What's the auto one?
Autologous. Okay, it's AUTOLOGOUS. Okay, fat, and then it's transplantation.
Is it the same one, or is it the?
Yeah, it's the same word. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Do you want me to spell out the second one, the third word?
No, it's just after that. It's just
transplantation. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. The next word is micro injection. That's one word. Anybody need spelling? Okay, good. All right, the next word is dermabrasion. The next word is dermaplaning, or planning, but it's planing. DERMAPLANING. Now bear with me, I don't want to butcher this name, okay? It's called Blepharoplasty, and I'll spell it for you. It's BLEPHAROPLASTY. Okay, and that's just an eye surgery, like eye lift. The next word is plastic surgeon. The next word is Ryetondectomy, and it's RYTIDECTOMY. Okay, the next word is laser resurfacing. Laser resurfacing. The next word is collagen. Okay, the next word is elastin. ELASTIN. And the next word is ablative lasers, and it's ABLATIVE. TIBE, lasers. Okay. And the next word is going to be non-ablative lasers. So you're just going to add non in front of it, N-O-N. And the last one in this column is going to be rhinoplasty. Get back here, let me see if there's any more. Oh, there's a couple more. Okay, the next one is continuing education credits. Continuing education credits. And your last word is going to be scope of practice. Scope of practice. And since we're on this chapter, do you realize, or have you gone to the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology and read up on what your scope of practice is? Okay, so you should go to the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology website for California. Okay, and you're going to look up the estheticians. Okay, and it's going to give you a scope of practice telling you what you can do. Basically, we are applying creams and lotions and things like that to beautify the skin. Okay, we can't medically use a term to make it sound like we're medically doing something. Even if you decided to work in a doctor's office, okay, you're not going to be able to do any procedures outside of your own scope. So the doctor says, oh yeah, you can do this lower peel, which you can't, okay? It's okay, you can do it. It's like, no, that's not part of your scope, and you can get fined if someone turns you in, okay? I've had a doctor in Turlock that tried to tell my girls, I'll show you how to do the laser hair removal. And she's like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, what are you doing? All it takes is one person, one patient that gets damaged there, and do you think that doctor's gonna, like, take the blame for it? He's gonna say, you did that machine by yourself without him. Okay, so you don't do things that are outside of your scope, okay? So today that little homework is going to be, what is my scope of practice for estheticians today? Okay, that's going to be one homework. And you have the other one of the botched. You're going to find research on the internet, wherever else you want to do it, find a botched plastic surgery, okay, and tell me what happened, what they do. It's kind of like the who, what, where, when, and how of what happened to this poor lady. I remember listening to one of the girls one time tell me this lady went to South America, I guess, to get a butt implant, okay? And it was a nurse that did it inside of a hotel room, okay, and actually put caulking in her butt. So by the time it hardened, okay, she was sitting on it, so her butt was flat. It's like a little square that she was sitting on. And then she literally, I'm not kidding you, literally within an hour or so, she was in the hospital, okay, because she was toxic at that point. She's lucky she didn't die. But she couldn't go back home, and she said the next month or so, you know, in a country where she didn't plan on staying. It was just, I'm going to go in and get the surgery and come back out. So you get what you pay for, unless you already know that someone else has already done this procedure. I wouldn't be shortchanging yourself on a procedure because it's cheaper. So you'll see a lot of them in there. Have you ever watched that show, Botched? It's scary. Some of these women, their breasts are just completely gone. I had a student one time, she was like 24 when she came to the classroom, but when she was 16, because her parents had put her in a boarding school, and they never went to visit her or anything, but she got mad and she went to a doctor in Sweden, because that's where she was at, and had her boobs done. Okay, and when she did, is like when she was 21 or 22, something like that, back home already, what ended up happening is she got an infection in them and they had to be removed. And so they kept telling her parents, well, we're going to have to remove her breast. She goes, why? She goes, well, because they're implants. It's okay. They're like, no, she doesn't have implants. It's like, yes, she did. So when she did it, she goes, I'm actually flatter than I was the first time. She goes, because of what I did. She goes, so don't necessarily try and lie, because you have to be 18 at least to get some type of a consultation without your parents, but she lied about that. And it cost her her chest. So you don't want to end up doing like anything like that. All right, this chapter describes the medical environment, and I'm going to go through just a couple of things. It says, because many students require to pass the written or practical licensing, They would include the need-to-know rules and regulations. It's effective to incorporate the study of these facts within the presentation of this chapter. So basically, we're going to go through what you can and cannot do. On your facials, okay, any type of exfoliation from mild to our strongest cannot be any lower than 3.0 or 30%. Okay, 3.0 on the pH scale or 30%. Anything lower than that, it falls within the medical field. Okay, if our skin is 4.5 to 5.5 and you move downwards, that's taken off quite a bit if you think about it, right? Your skin is 4.5 to 5.5, an orange peel is 3.0, so that's almost 1,000 times stronger. So you do a little bit at a time. Like she said yesterday, we damage just a little bit so it makes the white blood cells and everybody else wake up and start repairing that area. So that's why we do it. Damage a little bit to make it heal a lot faster and look better. Kind of wake it up, especially when we get older, it takes longer for those cells to kind of wake up. So by doing these treatments, you're actually giving the skin a boost like it was when it was like, 25, 30, at least for a little while. At least the healing part of it anyways. Okay, anybody know the difference between a dermatologist and a plastic surgeon? I'll take anybody. Okay, a dermatologist. Go ahead.
A dermatologist is like for, like, if you really have like an issue with your skin, like you have cystic acne that's just out of control. A plastic surgeon is like, it's an option, I guess. It's for cosmetic purposes. Mm-hmm. But it can also be like if
repairing.
You have, like, yeah, repairing. So like if you have like a burn mark or you have like a really severe it's like a reconstruction surgery,
right,
basically.
Mm-hmm. So. And that's exactly what it is, because a dermatologist is not a surgeon. He's just a doctor. Okay, so the first person you probably will ever see now, the way insurance runs, is you'll go to your primary, and your primary will send you to a specialist, which is the dermatologist, and then the dermatologist should send you to the plastic surgeon if needed. Okay, unless you're just going in for something else. And when you go into a plastic surgery to get cosmetic changes, okay, you usually don't need your primary or your dermatologist to do that, because you're already going past that and it's outside of your insurance scope. Let's put it that way, right? Because you're going to be cash for this one. Just say, I decided I wanted my nose done and my insurance won't pay for it, so I'm going to have to pay for it. In that sense, you'd go back to your plastic surgeon regardless. Okay? Any questions so far? No? Okay. Have you got your little notebook out, or your smart notes? Okay. I'm going to pull these out. All right. It says the goals, okay, for estheticians in the medical setting. All right. Your goals in the medical setting are: 1, get the skin in the best possible condition prior to the surgery. That's all it is. Get the skin in the best possible condition prior to the surgery. Because if you prep that skin properly, it's going to just enhance that surgery when she comes through, okay? Okay, the second one is to keep the skin in the most healthy condition after the procedure. And then the third one would be to prolong the surgical results. So underneath where it says important, does your little book says in there that aesthetic license permits esthetician to treat the epidermis only, correct? Okay, that's true. That's what you're only allowed to treat. If you are working with a doctor in this particular sense, here's an idea. When you first get out there, if you'd like to partner up with a dermatologist, because let's say he doesn't have an esthetician in his practice yet, okay? You can actually have a little meeting with him, okay, and say, I can actually send my referrals to you because I need a dermatologist on team sort of, you know what I mean? If you can come in like maybe once every 2 weeks, make an appearance, and then if my client wants a deeper peel, you'll be able to do it, okay? Or you can work with a plastic surgeon, okay? So it's like a referral. I'll refer my clients to you, and you can refer your clients to me, like a little partnership. It's not a bad little connection, okay? I had one student that's doing very well right now with a lot of doctors, and now she's on the speaking circuit, doing all kinds of stuff for skin and nutrition. I'm like, wow, you really went a long way. So I'm kind of proud of her. All right, this next part is the dermatology and plastic surgery. Cosmetic procedures, that's where we're at. Okay, dermatologists specialize in diagnosing and treating diseases of the skin. Okay, the dermatologist specializes in diagnosing and treating diseases of the skin and nails. This is still part of the cosmetic procedure. Some of the procedures that a dermatologist might perform is a chemical peel, collagen and fat injections, Botox injections. These are all part of that. Even dermabrasion and dermaplaning. Does everybody get all that in there? Okay. I'll make sure everybody's like this so before I go. Okay. All right, plastic surgery. It's also known as cosmetic or reconstructive surgery. It's also known as cosmetic or reconstructive surgery. And obviously, they're given for aesthetic purposes, meaning you want to look better. And your plastic surgeon is going to be someone that specializes in cosmetic or reconstructive surgery. Okay.
Can you repeat that, Ms. Janie?
The plastic surgeon is someone that specializes in cosmetic or reconstructive surgery. Okay. You ready for your reconstructive surgery? Okay, it's performed to restore the functioning of body parts. That's one reason, okay? Performed to restore the functioning body parts or to correct a deformity. So performed to restore the functioning of body parts or to correct a deformity. And that could be like from, even from an injury or from, you know, a birth defect. You ready for chemical peels? This is the use of chemical solutions to exfoliate the surface of the skin, okay? The use of chemical solutions to exfoliate the surface of the skin and promote cell turnover and include desquamization. That's that word again. And what it basically means is it makes the skin shed or peel or coming off in scales, which is kind of like dandruff. That's exactly what that word means, okay? So it's the use of chemical solutions to exfoliate the surface of the skin and promote cell turnover and induce desquamization. So then you have like a little block at the bottom, right? Okay, and you have chemical peels, the little yellow box at the bottom. And under the results, okay, the first block is it's going to smooth wrinkles. Smooth wrinkles. The second block, it evens pigmentation or skin tone. Evens pigmentation or skin tone. Okay. The last one in that little box right there decreases effects of the sun damage, sorry, which is basically pigmentation, but it decreases the effects of sun damage. If I'm going too fast, you're going to have to go like this or something. Slow down. All right. It's recommended for fair skin with superficial wrinkles. Okay, it's recommended for fair skin with superficial wrinkles. I always tell people to start off when you're, in your 30s so that you can keep the maintenance up on it. Okay, so you don't have a lot of work when it comes to your 40s. All right, the side effects are going to be, the first block is temporary throbbing or tingling. Okay, temporary throbbing or tingling. The second one is mild swelling. The next one is redness. And then the next one is increased sensitivity to the sun, which means they need to have a sunscreen on immediately after we've done something like this, okay? Because otherwise you're going out there with like baby skin. You've gotten rid of that dead skin, so it's exposing that brand new skin like a baby, and you're going to burn it again and get more pigmentation, which you don't want to do. All right, phenol treatments. They may result in that first block is lightening of the treated area. So which that means is that when you're applying it, I'm going to try to do this. Most people they just apply it on their face. You want to feather down this way, okay? Unless she pays for her neck. You don't want to just leave us, right here at this part of her face, because she'll have a line right there, especially if she has any type of color, okay? White, Hispanic, anything like that. Because after a while, getting them, they lighten the skin, and then she's going to be darker here and lighter here. Do you see what I'm saying? Because we found one lady that was getting done here. Same exact thing started happening. I'm like, back it up a little bit. Let's work on your neck so we can have you one color. But yes. And then the next one is the inability to tan, which is what I have on my neck right here. I can tan everywhere, but I'll have these white blotches because of the peels that I've had. So you have to be very, very careful. The recovery time on a TCA peel, okay, is 7 to 10 days for new skin formation. Okay. And then the phenol peel is 7 to 21 days for new skin formation. So first one, 7 to 10, phenol 7 to 21. And then the duration, the TCA is going to be varies because it's temporary, so you don't know how long it's going to last. But the phenol peel is permanent, although they may get new wrinkles as the skin ages. So it will take off that dead surface skin. Any questions so far? No? Okay, I'm going to ask you this, if you'd like to see slides with this when I'm talking, or me having to help you when you're putting your information into your book. Because I can show you slides too if you want to see slides. Yeah? No? Okay, I'm going to try and hook that up when we go on break today, and then we'll see if you like it or not. Otherwise, I'll just shut the screen off, okay? Okay. So we should be on 429, right? The top, so it says the depth of penetration, and the depth of penetration and the results that you're going to get depend upon the concentration and type of chemical peel. So you're going to write the depth of penetration and the results achieved depend upon the concentration and type of chemical peel and pH that it's used, that the product used. So the depth of penetration and the results achieved depend upon the concentration and type of chemical used and the pH. Okay, the EMDA, that is something that you'll need to know for board, okay? I know it's smoky in here.
Smoky everywhere. Do you want to even kind of bourbon?
No, thank you though. Okay, all right, so right where it says EMDA, this is the Aesthetic Manufacturers and Distributors Alliance, okay? The Aesthetic Manufacturers and Distribution Alliance. And they have basically established procedural guidelines to ensure like the safety and consistency of all of the alpha hydroxy products that we use. So they've established a procedural guideline to ensure safety and consistency and the use of alpha hydroxy acids, because those are what are used in your chemical peels. So do you want me to repeat? Yeah? All right. The Aesthetic Manufacturers and Distributors Alliance has established procedural guidelines to ensure safety and consistency in the use of alpha hydroxy acids.
Janie,
Huh?
I don't know if everybody can do this, but what I'm doing is I have the Zoom call on my phone, and I actually have the slides up on my computer.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm listening to you and following the slides, and that
Okay.
kind of helps.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get that up here by break time. I might even give you a break before time, okay? Say in 15 minutes, and then I'll play with this thing and get it up for you, okay? So that you can see them too. All right. You have an important right there, correct? Is it filled in for you? Where it says estheticians are only permitted to perform light or superficial peels. Medium to deep peels can be performed by a physician. Is that in your book? Yeah, okay. Right next to it, you can write 30% or 3.0 pH. Because we do have chemical peels here. We have 4 or 5 of them, and then we have a TCA peel also. Okay, you ready for your medium depth? Okay, these are trichloric acid. I can't even pronounce it, but it stands for TCA, but I'll spell the word for you. TRICHLOROACETIC. It stands for TCA. Okay, so you're going to use TCA and beta hydroxy acids, such as salicylic acid. Okay, alpha hydroxys are going to be like glycolics, they're going to be fruit enzymes, but salicylic would be your beta hydroxys. And we don't work with polys. So it's using TCA and beta hydroxy acids, such as salicylic, and if you need the spelling on that, it's SALICYLIC. You still with me there, Jasmine? You okay? No? Bad day, huh? It's hard to breathe out there. If you guys don't even go outside if you don't have to. Because it's coming
No,
through the,
the
go
whole
ahead.
weather is like messing with me, and I'm like dying right now, and I can't even go outside because I have asthma like really bad, and my lungs are sensitive. So if I do that, to the hospital I
It's
go.
bad. It's really bad. It took my breath away just to get to the car and then to get to work. I was like, thank God I only live like down the street because I don't think I can handle it. And then I closed off this area this morning, okay, and was working in the office and then came over here and it's like you can taste the fire. That's how bad it is. And it's like covered in ash on my truck, really bad. I feel like I've been in a volcano eruption. That's how bad the fire is. Okay, the second block there is it uses 50 to 70% glycolic acid. Okay, uses 50 to 70% glycolic acid or a 35 to 40% TCA. These are for your medium peels. You don't do these either, okay. So it uses 50 to 70% glycolic acid or 35 to 40% TCA. Okay, your next block is that it affects the dermis, so it can't be performed by an esthetician. We can only work on the epidermis. Okay, and your next block is going to be, it's recommended for treating fine lines and surface wrinkles. Sometimes superficial blemishes or pigmentation problems. So you have treating fine lines and wrinkles, yes, no.
You don't want to split some Chinese food?
Is that the place that we didn't like that we were sorry? Yeah, that's why I didn't want to get
They
it.
don't eat.
I know, but I think that's the one we didn't like. It was bad last time, so I didn't want to get that again.
The one that he goes to is on coffee.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, I'll split something. What are you going to get?
Same thing I would get on the original.
What? Okay, I will. I'll have to give you cash in a minute. Sorry, guys. Hey, rice.
Huh?
Rice. All right. So, recommended treating fine line surface wrinkles, superficial blemishes, and pigmentation problems. Okay, and then you're going to go into your deep peels. You definitely can't do these. Okay, the first block on that one is that they affect the dermis more intensely than medium. And the next block is it's used for treating deep facial wrinkles, and sun damage, and uneven pigmentation. It can even have a precancerous growth, but you've got to do it slowly. You know what I mean?
Miss
So-
Janie, you sound a little muffled.
You said I sound muffled?
Yeah.
Okay. How is this better? Yeah? Now I can't hear you. Hold on.
As I have my mic off.
Can you hear me now?
Sounds better with the other one. I think it was just because you were covered or something.
Okay. I'm still playing with this thing, so. Did you get the last two that I put in there?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. All right. Do you guys want to take a little break right now? And I'm going to see if I can get that other screen up there for you. Okay? So go ahead and do a little 10-minute break, and then I'll try and get my other screen up. All right? Good. See you in, let's see, 45? 11:45? Okay, I got that in there. Now I just got to figure out how to share the screen. There we go. Nope, that's not it.
That's okay.
I got to breathe in. Okay, mine's right behind it. Okay, the lecture part.
Okay, so that's what you want?
Uh-huh. I just have it running though.
Yeah. Do you care which side they're on?
No.
Mm. That, and then you're just gonna have to move it around probably that way. There you go. And then move this over.
You can get rid of the names on the right-hand side. You want
Yeah, it's just gonna kinda, I think it's gonna do whatever it's gonna do. Yeah. So that's the best I can do.
Okay. So I just got to make that other screen smaller. Just a little bit. Okay. Thank you. You're a lot of help. Seriously, you are. Thank you so much. Okay. No. Now I can't get rid of this one. There we go. No. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Gosh. Are you guys there?
Yes.
Okay, because I can't see you. I'm trying to find you guys. Nope, still can't see you. Okay. Just tell me you're there. Okay. I'm playing with it, I'm sorry. I'm probably going to have to ask you guys to help me here, just to get that back. I don't know what she did. Hold on with me. Okay. Nope, that's not it either. Just work with me. I'm sorry, you guys. I have no pictures of any of you, and I can't find it. I can pick you up at. Oh, this is so strange. I'm having issues, huh? I don't have anything now. I don't even have my little page up. Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. And then when the share was put up, it was too big, couldn't do it. Share both of them. Let's see.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
No, just use it, or unplug that.
Hi, everyone.
Wait, not there.
Okay, let me see. Where is my... All right, let's get rid of full screen here.
There we go.
Okay, but that's not what you want to do.
I need both of those on there.
We need to do... What is this? Where's their pictures at?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Oh. Okay. Oh, it's different on here than it is on my laptop. Why is it showing me desktop application? Okay, let's just do this and try this again.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
All right.
So now what we want to do is come down here and share. And we want to share our, what is this, an application or the desktop?
It's on the desktop right now, isn't
desktop? I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So you click on that. No, that's not what you want to share.
Okay.
So let's try
application?
Application. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so now you want to click on that, and then you want to share, and then they should be over here somewhere.
I know, where are they? It's like, where'd they go?
Okay, where's Zoom? Zoom is right here.
That cuts off that.
I don't know. You're still recording though, so you're on there.
I know, but they're not.
I know. Well, how does that work?
Sorry, guys.
This is way different than my computer. Oh, you know why? Because this is a Chromebook. What are we sharing? So let's stop share again. Did they come back? You guys come back.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's different.
It's one or the other. You don't get both.
How about if we do that?
Okay.
Can you guys see the screen or no?
Oh, what
Nope.
do you do?
I was trying to bring this down. Okay. So if we keep them there,
Can you make it smaller?
yeah, we can. We can do
No, I meant them. I mean this smaller.
this. Yeah. We
The
should
lesson.
be able to. I know, but it's not going to
Okay.
help if they can't see it.
Right there.
That's smaller, but they can't see this.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's try sharing again. Oh my gosh, we have to make it bigger to share.
The film for these kids, okay?
Oh my goodness. Okay, there it is. Can I hit more and get share? That is so crazy. Okay, multiple participants can see. That's what we want. Oh no, one participant can share. Multiple participants can see. We're going to share this. We're going to come over here and do that. And then we're going to share that. Oh my goodness. I want to go over there. Oh, Jamie, I don't know what to tell you. This is.
I can't do both. It looks like not really.
Now I got it stuck on there. There. Okay.
No.
You can't. You don't see him though. What's the other one that you had?
Huh?
What's the other one that you had?
No, because mine won't work in here. Oh, I would have used mine.
Yeah, but when you're on here, you still can't see. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, I'll just use mine tomorrow. I don't know what else to do. I'll bring in the purple one tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out.
Okay.
I don't know. We're gonna have to stop sharing.
Just put me back on the video.
Okay.
The Zoom shut it down.
We want to stop sharing. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, hold on one second. The door closed. Okay, what I think happened is this. First of all, I'm on a Chromebook, and the Chromebook wouldn't record, and we finally got it to record. Okay, but now it's not going to give me two screens at once. So I'm going to bring mine from home, and I'll use it tomorrow, so you're going to have to, like, just bear with me. Is that okay? We'll finish off today the way it is, and then I'm going to close this one down. And then I'll put the other one up tomorrow. Is that okay? Yeah, sorry, I was trying to do it and it just didn't work. All right, I know you guys are just bored and tired. Let's get it over with, right? I know, it's a learning process for all of us, I'm sorry. All right, we're on collagen and fat injections. Okay, these are used to fill in the crease or furrowed or sunken facial skin. So it fills in creased, furrowed, or sunken facial skin. And lines and wrinkles. It's supposed to temporarily restore youthful appearance. But let me tell you something. I had mine done last Friday, and you really can't see it at all. Maybe a little poof on the bottom lip, but that's it. I needed it on the top lip. So I'm like, how long do you have to wait before you can put more in there so that I can see a difference? Okay. She said she had a problem with one side because it kept trying to curl. I don't know what she was talking about, but She's like pulling it up. I'm like, I could just see my face like this in a snarl position. All right, so it fills in the creased, furrows, or sunken facial skin, lines and wrinkles, and temporarily restores a youthful appearance to the face. Or it can add fullness to the lips and cheeks that can result from 3 to 6 months. Okay. But you had a good idea. Ariana, are you still there? And Jasmine? I got you. And Jasmine, I think. Okay. All right. Has everybody got that part in there? While you're waiting for me to fill it in? All right. Go down to collagen injections. Okay. And under human collagen, you're going to write in there, it's a natural occurring protein that's a component of human skin, joints, bones, and ligaments. So a natural occurring protein that is a component of human skin, joints, bones, and ligaments. Okay, and then injectable collagen is derived from purified bovine, which is cow collagen, and it's similar to human collagen. So it's derived from purified bovine collagen and is similar to human collagen. Has anyone else had any type of an injection? Any little tweaks here and there? No one? That's okay. I was 63 before I had my first one. Okay, and that was Friday. What, Steph? I didn't hear you. Okay. All right. You should be on the next page then. We're on fat injections. Okay, these are also called autologous fat transplantation. Well, that's where that ink's coming from. So I have a really crazy story to tell you. Okay, did you ever watch that show Law and Order? Or have you heard of it? Okay, they actually used real stories, but they changed the names in half of those stories in there. Okay, and there was one incident in there where it was a New York plastic surgeon who was like, he only did the highest society in New York City. And he was this fat, round face, round body, okay, doctor. But everybody went to him. And so he gets caught because somebody gets sick, because instead of taking the fat from the client's or the patient's body and reimplanting it some other part of the body, he was actually taking it off of his butt himself and then injecting it onto their faces. And then when they arrested him, he said, now all those snooty little women have my ass on their face. And that's what he said. I was like, oh my God. That's horrible. It's like, oh my God, but it was a true story. That part of it was true. So it's kind of crazy, huh? So this particular fat injection is removed with a syringe from the donor site. So like if you or I went, it would be part of our body. Okay, they take it from your abdomen, your thigh, or your buttocks and inject it to other sites. You know, saving like your lips or one other part of your body. But that's what he was supposed to do, but he wasn't. He was taking it out of his body and putting it into there. So fat is removed with a syringe from a donor site, such as the patient's abdomen, thigh, or buttocks, and injection sites are treated with local anesthesia, or anesthetic, excuse me. You still there, Ariana? All right, the collagen and fat injections, this is our little box, right? The results, the first block is going to be it plumps up facial skin and decreases indentations. Okay, plumps up facial skin and decreases indentations. So we should be able to see Miss Suze when she comes back, because she had 2 cysts on the side of her mouth and they had removed them. And the plastic surgeon was going to go back in and fill that in afterwards so it didn't look like there was a depression in her like right near her mouth. Kind of scary. Okay, the second one is it adds fullness to the lips. Okay. It's recommended for dry, light-colored skin. The side effects, the first one is temporary stinging, throbbing, or burning sensation. The next one is mild redness. Then you have swelling is the next one. Then you have excess fullness. Allergic reaction. Okay, and the recovery is going to be immediate. And it varies usually 3 to 6 months. Okay. You have pre and post-operative treatments. Okay. The esthetician may be asked to bring the patient's skin to the optimum health before the surgeries. Okay. You want to make sure that skin's in good condition before we start to do any repairs. The second one is to prepare that patient for the physician by deep cleansing or exfoliating the patient's skin, or even perform extractions. Okay, with a variety of dermatological conditions. I had another student that when she left here, she was working for a plastic surgeon in Stockton. And she said it was the strangest thing because she was so used to doing a facial like the way you did it on Friday, a perfectly beautiful, relaxing hour-long facial, so to speak. And she said, Janie, it's so different in the medical field because they come through the door. She goes, I hand them the bathroom key and tell them to go wash their face in the bathroom with the soap in the dispenser. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, because they're only paying for me to apply that. The doctor actually has me use like a degreaser to remove it first and then put the peel on and then leave. That's it. She goes, it's not about that whole relaxing thing. And I'm like, wow. She goes, I'm kind of getting discouraged. I thought it would be fun working here. She goes, but I don't get to do anything now. You know, they already washed their face. I just get to put on a peel. She goes, that's not interesting. You can do that over and over and over again. I don't want to do it. So she quit. All right. And the last one is care for wounds. Okay. Help with the medical cosmetic procedures requiring, like, say, staples or stitches after the plastic surgery. And then kind of show him how to use camouflage makeup if he carries it in that salon, because most plastic surgeons do have a line that they like to use that is good to the skin after surgeries. Am I going too fast for you, Griselda? A little bit? Okay. Should I wait till you finish that part? Let me know what you need me to repeat.
I just, I found it in my book and I just highlight it and I'll go back to it later. Okay,
that'll work too. Okay. All right, so we're down to Botox and cosmetic injections, and I had this one too. Okay. And that botulism toxin type A, okay, do you want me to spell that one? It's B-O-T-U-L-I-N-U-M, okay, toxin type A. It's an injection that blocks the nerve impulses and temporarily paralyzes muscles that cause facial wrinkles. So you won't be able to move them anymore. The eyebrows aren't going to go up crazy when you get upset. Although I think that's kind of, it's not so much true on my boss, okay? They've done it to her, but that one eyebrow still comes up when she's mad. She does. Okay. And you know what? They use it not just for like trying to relax the muscles on here. They use it for overperspiration, like people that sweat a lot. They can give injections in there to stop the sweating, because that's what most of the actresses get just before the Oscars, because they're wearing these, you know, $20,000, $30,000 gowns, and they don't want to get anything on them, so they'll actually have their armpits injected with it, and they won't sweat. I'm like, that would be so nice. So nice. But it's only temporary. Okay, it's injected into specific muscles of the forehead or around the eye to reduce the muscle's ability to cause the wrinkles during a facial expression. So I got a couple up here and here on my lip, and I'm like waiting for that to work too. I'm like, I want to be able to talk. I don't want my lip just going, you know, I look stupid. Okay. Are you ready for the Botox injection, the block up there on the next page? Okay. I'll go slow with it and you can fill this in, okay? All right. The results, okay? It reduces wrinkles caused by facial expressions. So I would tell you to always smile because it takes more muscles to frown. So it reduces the wrinkles caused by facial expressions. Okay. All right, it's recommended for patients who have wrinkles caused by facial expressions. Okay. The side effects. The first one is mild bruising or swelling at the injection site. I feel like an infomercial. Okay, the side effects are going to be mild bruising and swelling at the injection site. Mild headache. Mild headache. You have flu-like symptoms. Temporary drooping eyelids. Oh, I want that side effect. Nausea. And the long-term side effects are unknown. That's the last one on there. Now the recovery on that is immediate. And the duration of the results, it varies, usually 2 to 3 months. You ready to go on now, Griselda? Okay. So dermabrasion and dermaplaning. Your first block is it's a surgical procedure that improves uneven skin textures due to acne, facial scars, and fine wrinkles. Okay, it's a surgical procedure that improves uneven skin textures. Due to acne, facial scars, and fine wrinkles. And it does it by mechanically scraping off the top layer of the skin. So here's the description of that when I was telling you about how they almost make the skin raw. The second block is dermabrasion uses a motorized rough wire brush or a burr to scrape away the surface of the skin. Does that not sound like the wire brush you use on the barbecue grill when you're trying to clean it? It's like, oh my God. Okay, so it uses a motorized rough wire brush or burr, B-U-R-R, to scrape away the surface of the skin. Okay, and dermaplaning procedures use an oscillating blade, which means it's a high rate of vibration. So it uses an oscillating blade called a dermatome to remove the surface of the skin that's built up higher around scarred or wrinkled areas to level the skin. So sometimes when you get a scar, it kind of keloids over, it raises itself up, and then it makes it kind of tough to get through it. You've ever had an earring that didn't heal right, so you decide just to let it close back up, and then you decide to re-pierce it? Yeah. You know how hard it is to get through that skin that's already been like torn once. Where it gets healed, it's just rougher trying to get it through. You know, there's no hair growth where there's a scar, okay? You don't have to worry about that part. Like everything's gone from underneath. All right, the last one on here is it can be performed on small areas of the skin or the entire face.
Miss Janie, are we still on the orange blocks?
No, we're on, I just went through the dermabrasion and dermaplaning.
Oh, and the green box.
Well, I haven't gotten to that part yet. That's what's coming up next. I was just doing the one in the middle.
Oh yeah, like the orange bullet points that are right here.
Show me again.
Like the orange bullet points. These ones.
Okay, I can't see. I can see this part of your head, and that's it. Because I have an orange.
Just the little orange blocks.
Okay, yeah, those orange blocks, yeah.
Okay.
But she was talking about the orange one above it, so I'm like, no.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, we just finished the last one. Did you get it?
No, I did not.
The last one says it can be performed on small areas of skin or the entire face. So let's just say she had one side of her face, her cheeks are worse as far as scarring. They can do just a single piece of it, or they can do the entire face.
Okay.
Okay, so now it goes into the dermabrasion versus microdermabrasion. Okay, so in the green box, the dermabrasion, the first one is it must be performed by a physician. The doctor has to do this procedure. Okay. The second one, it's more invasive procedure that removes several layers of the epidermis. And then the last one, it's used to treat deep wrinkles, pigmentation, and acne scars. Okay, ready for microdermabrasion? First one is it can be performed by an esthetician. Okay, second one is a superficial resurfacing of the skin that removes basically the stratum corneum, or a portion of that stratum corneum, which is the top layer of our epidermis. So superficial resurfacing of the skin that removes a portion of the stratum corneum.
Miss Janie,
Mm-hmm.
are there any states, like other states, like that allow estheticians to do dermabrasion, or is it just all around?
Yeah, that one, because you have to be under general anesthesia, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Okay.
Okay, because they have to knock you out. There is Utah. I'm trying to think of the other state, but Utah has like 1,200 hours, I think, for their program, but you can actually do laser hair removal, okay? It's not because we don't have a program that continues another 600 hours. It's just that the state hasn't allowed us to do that, and they have put it in a category that it is medical. So you have to be an RN to do laser hair removal, okay? Or any type of laser. All right, I can give an injection, but my injection has to be in the fatty tissue. It can't be in the muscle, okay? Because I took one of these silly little medical courses one time, right? And you're allowed to give it into the bottom or the arm, the fatty tissue of it, but that's about it. when they're doing their injections, you're actually putting it into a muscle, so you have to know what you're doing. But you can take, go to another state and take additional classes. Some states, like I said, let us use the phoretic and the sinusoidal, where we can't use it here. So each state's going to be a little bit different depending on what their board says. If you're interested, excuse me, what? I heard a
Oh,
what?
Oh,
Okay,
no.
if you're interested in another state, or maybe to find out if you can do more procedures in different states, just check out the board of barbering for that state, okay? And I'm not sure, but I heard that Vermont didn't even need an esthetician license. You needed a cosmetologist license, but you didn't need an esthetician license. Weird.
It's in Connecticut too. You don't need one.
Yeah, you don't? Wow, to do facials, huh? Crazy, huh? So if you get your license here, okay, if you go to another state, what you're going to ask them to do is give you a license there. So that state may ask you to do a practical and a written test, or it may just have you do a written test. It all depends on the state. California, if you come from another state, California is like, we'll just give you we don't even make you take the test. You give us your license, you surrender it to us, and then we'll give you a California one. That's how it works. But not a lot of the states do that. They want to do their own. Like, you come from outside, you're going to do what we do. I can just tell you this much. California has the strictest EPA standards in the country, so anything that you do as far as sanitation and disinfection, it's stronger here than any other state. Okay. All right, so you're going to go to microdermabrasion, all right? And this can be performed, again, right, by the esthetician. The second one was superficial resurfacing of the skin that removes this portion of the stratum corneum. And then the last one's going to be, it's used to treat fine lines and wrinkles, large pores, and rough texture. Anybody that has oily skin and have scarring from blackheads know that that texture is going to be a little rough. So you're trying to improve the appearance of it. So by doing these chemical peels, what they end up doing is actually revamping up that collagen in there and actually making it go to work. Does that make sense? Because you're losing it all, okay? As age, you lose like 1% of your collagen every year after the age of 24, 1%. So I don't have any left, I don't think. I swear I don't have any left. Like, feel it, no, there's no plumpness left in it at all. All right, your next page, all right, Dermabrasion and Dermaplaning. The results, the first block is, it smooths the skin surface. Okay, smooth the skin surface. The second one is going to improve irregularities from acne scars or wrinkles. So it improves irregularities from acne scars and wrinkles. Okay. And it's recommended for patients with deep acne scars, okay, or major pigmentation problems. So deep acne scars or major pigmentation problems. Okay, your side effects. The first one is going to be temporary tingling and burning and itching. Temporary tingling, burning, and itching. Okay. The second one is mild swelling. The third is redness. The fourth one's going to be lightening of the treated area. The next one's going to be an increased sensitivity to the sun. Oh, I can't take that sun. The next one's going to be the formation of milia. Does anybody know what a milia is? Do you remember? It's a whitehead, right?
The only reason I know is because like with the celiac, it like they form on the
Mhm.
skin if you like get exposed to gluten. It sucks. Like,
Yeah, that sucks. Because most of the time we get it from over exfoliating, okay? And so instead of the follicle being open like it normally is when you get a blackhead, it's not, because the dead skin cells that are like real close to that when you over exfoliate, they clog the follicle. So then the skin grows right on top of it. And so it's not like a pimple, it's never going to come to a head. What's happened is there's no oxygen in there anymore. It dries up like a piece of sand. Okay. Let's see, we have the flare-up of cold sores, because if you're a person that's susceptible to them, by getting one of these procedures, it can do exactly that, give you a cold sore. Okay, the recovery time, normal activities may be resumed in about 2 weeks. And then your strenuous exercise, they say 4 to 6 weeks. And then the complete healing is going to take, they say 3 to 6 months, but I'm going to tell you, sometimes it's a little bit longer than that, depending on how deep they had to go. And the results on this is going to be permanent. Okay, can everyone go into blepharoplasty? This is your eyelid eye surgery. All right, it's going to remove the excess fat, skin, and muscle from the upper and lower lids. So it removes excess fat, skin, or muscle from the upper and lower lids. So I literally have this to the point where I won't be able to see much longer because this one side just droops, like my lid hangs over the edge. I'm like, oh my God. The doctor goes, well, you're going to be able to get this, and it won't be cosmetic. It'll be just, you have to see. So we're going to have to lift those lids up. I'm like, yay. Okay, because what it's supposed to do is correct droopy eyes. The droopy, I guess, upper eyelid and the puffy bags underneath. So they go really close with the scalpel right here and then pull it back up that way. It's weird. Have you ever seen a facelift video? Any of you? You gotta watch one of those. Okay, since I've given you the option of doing your plastic surgery botched, watch what they do. I saw it the first time, I was like, oh my God. They literally cut this woman's face all the way around like this and literally pulled it down, removed it from the muscle. You're like, oh. And all you see is this blood and red muscle underneath there. And then they re-drape it, okay, and then pull it up here, so they stitch like behind the ear and a little line all the way around where they put it back together. But it's amazing what they do. But since our skin is like a little droopy, you just pull it up and tighten it. Cut in areas where it doesn't need it. Oh, I'm like, that's just wrong. All right. The results on this one, okay? It lifts the droopy upper eyelid. Okay, it lifts the droopy upper eyelid. Okay, the second one's going to remove puffy bags from below the eyes. Okay, and it's recommended for patients with droopy upper eyelids or puffy bags below the eyes. So you can put it in there. Patients with droopy upper eyelids or puffy bags below. And your side effects are going to be, that first one is temporary discomfort, tightness of the lids, mild swelling and bruising, temporary dryness, burning, and itching of the eyes, excessive tearing. You always seem to water. Sensitivity to light for the first few weeks. Then you're going to have temporary blurred or double vision. Okay, so side effects, I'm just going to go over one more time. Temporary discomfort, tightness of the lids, mild swelling and bruising, temporary dryness, burning and itching of the eyes, excessive tearing, sensitivity to light for the first few weeks, and temporary blurred or double vision. Okay, your recovery, okay, reading may be resumed after 2 to 3 days. Normal activities, 7 to 10 days. And contacts can be worn after about 2 weeks. So how long does this last? Okay. This is going to last several years, and it may be permanent. Okay. Ryetondectomy. Okay, this is what is known as a facelift. All right. It can improve like visible signs of aging by removing that excess fat and tightening the underlying muscle. Okay. So it can improve the visible signs of aging by removing excess fat and tightening the underlying muscle. And this is still part of that little block at the bottom. It's recommended for individuals whose face and neck have begun to sag. Okay, but they still have some elasticity left in their skin. And they have good bone structure. Are you still with me? You know, you're like, everyone's not here today. It's like, all right, let's at least get through the results, okay? And I'll let you leave a little early, but I want to cover a couple things before we start, okay? So you get a short class today. All right, the results. The first one is improves saggy facial skin. Okay, it improves saggy facial skin. The second one is going to reduce the jowls. You know, this like right here. The third one is it makes loose neck skin tighter or more taut. And it's recommended for people whose face and neck have begun to sag, but they still have some elasticity and good bone structure. So if you're like 90 and it's way down here, it's going to be asking a lot from that facelift. They can do it, but it's give a funny look to it. Okay, the side effects are going to be temporary bruising, swelling, numbness and tenderness of the skin, numbness and tenderness of the skin. Okay. Recovery is normal activities can be resumed between 10 to 14 days. Complete healing takes place in 2 to 3 weeks. And then the duration of the results, it's approximately 5 to 10 years. So the reason why I want to stop here for, okay. Is that I kind of want to go over the botched procedures, like which procedure are you guys going to do before you do it? That's why I'm doing it. So if you can think of something now, like that you want to be able to do, like, okay, just pick, I want to do a breast augmentation, or I want to do, because there's always something in everything. So
You mean pick one that we're going to look up that went wrong?
exactly, yes,
Oh, okay.
exactly. So I'll give you a couple minutes so you can look around, see if you want to decide on something, Google it, see if you've got enough information to do a report on it. And you won't have to turn it in, because we're going to read them in tomorrow morning. Because everybody likes to hear these stories. It's kind of scary. And I just want to make sure everybody's done their tests. Everybody's completed 6? Oh, sorry. I mean, not 6, but 13, right? Everyone's done 13? Because I entered them yesterday. I didn't see everybody's tests in there, so.
I'll finish mine right after class, Miss Jeannie.
Okay, because there's 3 of them, okay? Just know that.
Yeah, I'll finish them after class. Yesterday I was just finishing the study guide.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have to finish the assignments in 13.1 and 13.3, but I took the tests already.
But all 3 tests you took? The challenges? Okay. All right, so let me put your names down in here. Griselda.
Do I send you pictures of the study guide, Miss Jeannie?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
once it's completed. So have you guys got any ideas what you want to do? You want to look it up? Weird,
I'll do
huh?
a botched Brazilian butt lift.
You want to do the butt lift? Okay, hold on. Okay. Anybody else?
I'll do the botched DIY bodybuilding injections.
Okay. All right. Ariana, have you got one?
I'll do a botched breast augmentation.
Okay. And Priscilla.
No, I haven't found one.
Okay. I'll give you a couple minutes. Do you know any so far? I mean, have you had a friend that had a bad experience?
No, I don't.
Anyone?
I know somebody who got lip injections and like one was bigger than the other. Like, I mean, like one side. So they had to go back and even it out. And
I go, she got it even, but, huh?
it's even now, so she's good. But I mean, it wasn't a
At the
good.
time, it didn't.
Yeah.
That's bad. I keep thinking to myself, I'm like, I paid how much? Like $700 for this? And I'm like, wow. Okay.
You paid $700 for what, Janie?
For my lip, for Botox and the lip?
You
Oh
paid
my God.
$700?
Yes. They ran a
Do you
special.
like it?
I think my top lip could use some more. Because that's the one I really wanted, okay? I did have a little bit of a bottom one, but I didn't have anything on the top. And I don't think, you can't even see the difference.
When did you get it done?
See, Friday.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
I've always
You
wanted
can't
to
use
do
it.
it, but I'm scared.
I was scared to death. I was ready to cancel it before I even got in there. As I was sitting in the lobby, I'm like, oh. But I had a student that graduated that works over there, so she's like, relax. I'm like, no. It's shocked. I think it was because I didn't know what to expect. She numbs as much as she can, but those little like pricks from the needle going in, because it's a very small needle. I knew I didn't want to go back over to like Dr. 95350. I don't know what his name is, but I don't want to go over there. I've seen some of his work, and my boss had gone there too and ended up with little knots in the side, so I didn't want to have that done. So I went to advanced laser. And so I didn't have any issues with it. I had a little bruising right here on the bottom lip by Sunday, but that's about it. I just want more. I want lips like Jasmine's. I want to be able to see my lips.
It's so funny because like my grandma, like it was probably like 19. It was before I lived with her, and she came up and woke me up, and she smacked me with a pillow, and I'm like, what? And she goes, you bet your money on lip injections. I'm like, I didn't though, because like my lips are swollen when I wake up sometimes. I don't know why. And they were like, she's like, I can see the lines where they did it. I'm like, I swear, if I had money, I wouldn't be spending it on lip injections. Like, she got so pissed at me, and she's convinced that I still have them. And I'm like, I'm terrified. And if I got them done, I wouldn't even get like my top lip done because it's so much bigger, like from the side, like especially like if I cry like over something, like even if I like laugh and I happy cry, like my lips puff up so much more and I look like a Simpsons character from the side. It's just hilarious. But no, yeah, she smacked me with a pillow a few times. And
Oh my gosh. It does kind of hurt. Like I said, it's not, I'm not going to say it was just painless, but it's tolerable. I just kind of went home and I felt like, you know, when you leave the dentist's office and you've had dental work, like say in the front, where your lip is just numb and you don't know where it's at? That's what I felt like. That's about it. And what's weird is that every once in a while throughout the day, I'll still feel that kind of feeling, like it's numb. It's weird. Okay. We're just waiting on you, Griselda. You come up with this and I'll let them out a little early today.
Pressure.
I know, huh?
I think I'll do the botched
Blepharoplasty?
Yeah.
The island?
I just seen pictures and it made my stomach turn right now.
I don't want to think about that one. Okay, that's my next adventure. All right. Do you mind getting off a little earlier today? I'm going to try and figure out so I can get that screen up there for you tomorrow. Okay? But I will have it up. I promise. If I have to bring mine on.
Sounds good, Jamie.
All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow then.
Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye, hon.
Bye.
Bye.